Guys, this is Coach Brix with the Coach Brix Show. Hey, I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying these shows. I love doing them, giving out information, giving out different things that we can talk about, discuss in the strength and conditioning field, in the sports realm, just in life in general. I love doing this kind of stuff. My topics today is about egos, and you need to get over yourself. All right, I see way too many coaches, too many athletes out there that just have these massive egos about themselves. They think their stuff just does not stink, and it never stank in their whole life. And that's a huge problem, because we're never going to grow as an industry, as athletes, if we don't get over ourselves. One of the greatest things I've heard, and this is from one of my fellow strength coaches out there, talk about this often. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Now think about that. If you're in a room and you're the smartest person out there amongst your colleagues, then you're in the wrong room. I always tell people I like to go in the room and be the dumbest person in there so I can learn and continue to pull stuff from people. I go and see other strength coaches in the professions, performance coaches. Why? Because I want to learn from them. I want to talk to them. I want to educate myself. Because they might have something that I can take. If I can go to a person's place and spend 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and I take one thing out of that, I learned something. That was well worth my time. And every single time I talk to one or I go visit a coach, I always learn, if not one, multiple things. But for some reason, you have sports coaches out there and even some other strength coaches that think they know all. They don't need help. They're not only a football coach, but they're also the strength coach, the trainer, everything. You can't tell them anything because they know every single thing on the planet Earth. And it's a huge problem because you're not only doing yourself a disservice, which is on you, that's fine. I mean, if you want to be like that, that's cool. But you're doing your athletes, your other coaches, and other people around you a disservice. You don't know everything. I'm sorry to say, but you don't. Just like I don't know everything and other people don't know everything. You might be a good coach, but great coaches go and look for other information. They're always constantly learning. They're always constantly asking for help. That's what makes a great coach. A good coach, yeah, they might get the W's and the wins, but they think they know all. And eventually, you're going to start to fail. It just happens. You run out of, a class comes through, it's not as talented or whatever. Boom, and you start to lose. Why? Because you didn't ask for the help. You didn't seek the knowledge that you should have sought. This is for all young people too. All you young athletes out there. You don't have to tell everybody how great you are. Great people don't tell people how great they are. Other people tell them how great they are. That's the difference. I see way too many athletes post this about themselves, post that about themselves. Great. Self-publicity. All for it when you need to get recruited. All for it. But you know what? The greatest ones, they don't need that. Somebody else is promoting them. They just sit back, they do their job on the field, they're knowledgeable, they work hard, they're polite, they do all the good things, and somebody else says, you know what? That kid's an awesome player. That kid's this. And they promote that person, or that coach, or whoever. There's way too much stuff going on in society to think like that. Too many big egos out there. Way too many that just blow up. I don't even know how some people fit in a room. I really don't. I don't know how they fit in a room, or I don't even know how they get into a room. Because their heads are so freaking big. They're all about themselves. I've seen them at conferences. They sit there, smug. That's even if they go to conferences, but they sit there all smug, and you try to talk to them, and they hear you, but they don't really listen. And I know we've all been involved with people like that, where people hear what you're saying, but they don't listen to you. And that's a big problem in our society today. Big, big problem. We don't take the time to listen to other individuals. You might not agree with their philosophy. Trust me, there's some strength coaches I go to and we talk, and I'm not going to agree with them. Hell, I was just spending time with one not too long ago. 90% of the stuff, we're probably straight on. We're probably dead on. We agree. We might say stuff a little bit different, but we're agreeing to what we talk and how we teach it and how we coach it and how we do all that kind of stuff. But there's probably 10% of the stuff he does that I just don't do, or maybe I just don't agree with. And that's okay. But when I went there and spent about 8, 9 hours with this coach, I mean, I took away 5, 6, 7, 8 different things that I can start implementing with my athletes. And I understand why I'm implementing it, because he went over it and talked about it and coached it. And that's the whole basic thing here. You know, there's too many high school coaches, especially, that don't take the time to listen and find resources around them. You know, whether you're busy, whether you think you're supposed to know everything, whatever, you know, we're doing our athletes a disservice. We're not helping them out. You know, I talk about on some of my other shows about the injury problem that we're having. We have a horrible injury rates going on. Yet we have more technology, we have better training, but yet athletes are getting hurt and having more problems. And I really do believe it's because some people don't want to seek out the knowledge of how to do things properly. And that's not a good thing. That's really, truly not a good thing, because you're not serving this person. Because you want all the accolades. So if this kid makes it, you want to take all the credit. Or your team does well, you want to take all the credit. You know, I don't like taking credit for any of my athletes. My athletes that have made it onto that next level, college and beyond, I love promoting them. But it's not about me. It's not about me personally. It's not even about, you know, my company. It's about that individual. Yeah, they followed the system that we helped put in place, but that athlete had to come in and do the system. They had to work it. You know, I love helping athletes get to that next level. I help working with coaches to help work with their athletes. But I truly don't know everything. I'm not going to go out and try to be a football coach. I'm not going to try to go out and be a soccer coach. I don't understand everything about that. Yeah, do I know some of the movement patterns? Definitely. I study movement patterns of what certain athletes do. But I'm not going to go try to be a coach of that. That's for somebody else. And if I started up a team, I would find somebody who knew that part of it. Because that's where their knowledge lies. My knowledge lies someplace else, and I go seek other people around me to help bring me up. Just like most of the guys that I talk to in the strength field. They seek other people around them to make them better. And if we don't start doing that, not only as a profession, the strength and conditioning field, but the sports realm, with coaches and with athletes, if you guys don't start looking for help, whether with academics, you know, with all the tutoring and things out there, we're going to fail. It's not if, we will fail. It's just a matter of when. Because I'm constantly learning. 15, 16 years ago, I did stuff differently than I do now. You know, because you constantly learn. You constantly read stuff. You know, one of the big things is lactic acid. I'll just give you an example. Lactic acid. Everybody talks about, oh, that burn. You know, you got to get out the lactic acid. Well, go do your research lately of what really lactic acid is. And are you really getting it out the next day when you're going out for this and that and all this kind of stuff? Oh, man, that lactic acid buildup. Is there such a thing as lactic acid? Yes. Is it as bad as we really think it was? No. But, you know, 15 years ago, you would have thought lactic acid was the worst thing. Ah, man, that's killing me. It's making me stop. Go look it up. I'm not going to, this isn't a topic for lactic acid. I'm just giving you guys examples of how things have changed. You know, we need to start doing better. We need to start seeking knowledge, and we got to start getting over ourselves. Because we are truly doing that disservice to all the people around us. You know, you can be upset with this and that and think you know everything. But you know what? Find people that are knowledgeable. Find people that truly care. Because there are a lot of people out there that just don't care. They care about the almighty dollar, which I'm not against in the sense of you need to make $1 to actually put food on the table, put a roof over your head. So yeah, people should be paid for their services, for their knowledge. You know, if you go and get that degree or you go and find that knowledge, then you should be paid for it. But I think some people just con people into believing that they think they know more than what they really do. So my advice is get over your ego. Get over yourself. And this goes for all people. Get over yourself. All right? You're not the greatest person ever to exist. We need to work together to build ourselves up and build the people up around us, especially if we're working with youth athletes. We want the best for them. If you really truly want the best for them, you're going to go find the resources to help them become better. And it's a constant self-education of yourself. When you stop learning, when you stop educating yourself, is the minute you stop progressing and getting better. You need to self-educate, go find people, go talk to them, go listen to them. Key word, listen, not just hear them, but listen to them so you can better yourself. This is Coach Brix, guys. Continue to watch the Coach Brix Show. I will be back again. Stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, greatness never rests.